Hello, everybody. How we doing? Welcome back to big episode 30 of the Fudge Effect, and this is my biggest guest by far. I would love to think. And before we introduce him, if you aren't subscribed, I think you have horrible breath. No, I'm just kidding. But it would really be appreciated if you do subscribe. If we could have 100 subscribers for episode 30, that would be wonderful. If you aren't watching on YouTube, you can catch this podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast. But the support is always appreciated. And with that said, we have on the best linebacker in Connecticut, one of the best linebackers in the country, CCSU captain, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chiz Umunakwe. How we doing, buddy?
Appreciate you having me. I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to have you on. I remember when I first met you back in the spring. When I first saw you, I was like, holy shit, there's no way this guy doesn't play football. Yeah. No, but for you are cut up. Talk to me about what got you into football. What's the reason you fell in love with the game? What's your reason?
I've I feel like as of lately, I've been getting asked that question a lot more, especially now that like sometimes I have some scouts like come to practice and ask me questions about football. But I always say the same answer. I feel like it was I first off I started playing football my sophomore year of high school. I think that was in 2016, and so I'm from the Bronx, New York.
Yep.
And I went to John F. Kennedy High School, but within the school it was kind of like broken down into sections of schools. So it was like 8 different schools basically under one campus. And
yeah.
Each school was different. So I went to the school on the, I want to say, second floor. Yeah, second floor. I went to school. It was on the first half of the first and some of the and the whole second floor. Right?
Yep.
And it was this school called AMS, Advanced Math and Science. But pretty much, whatchamacallit, they have the summer bridge program, and we ended up going to the movies as one of the class trips.
Yep.
It's like summer bridge is kind of like you getting acquainted with the school and how everything works in the summer before you actually get to the school.
Yep.
And we go see this movie, and I remember like it was yesterday. It was this movie called When the Game Stands Tall, and it's a football movie. You know what I'm saying? So my whole life, I was a soccer player. I was born in Nigeria, played soccer, whole life. Came to this country, continued playing soccer.
What position did you play?
I was more of a striker.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay.
Yeah, I was nice with that.
Yeah.
But when I get to middle school, soccer wasn't really as popular, so I picked up basketball, and I didn't really make a basketball team until my 8th grade year in middle school. So I make the team, and I'm thinking, if I work hard, I could go to the NBA. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Whatever. You have a favorite NBA player?
LeBron James.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I was just more so like whatever I do, like if I'm gonna put my all into anything, like I'm a damn sure try and reach the pinnacle level of success.
I respect that. Yeah.
So once I picked up basketball, and I remember like, and for me, like it's seeing is believing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like obviously you could have a dream, you know what I'm saying, in your head that you're gonna work towards. But like as I'm hitting accomplishments, as I see myself improving and getting better at what I'm doing or understanding what I'm doing even more, that gives me more confidence to keep working at it, keep going, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
So like when I started playing basketball, I was like, oh man, NBA maybe. And then I scored but I'm in middle school, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta dream big, no matter. I don't care how old or young you are, you know what I'm saying? You wanna do anything, you gotta dream big, because that's just extra motivation to just make you wanna be the best at whatever situation or position that you're in currently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you worry about everything else.
So aside from basketball, like when did you stop playing basketball? When did football take over?
Right. So
yeah.
I played middle school basketball. That was my first time like ever being on a team. And then I get to high school. I went to Truman High School for 1 year, and I made the team at Truman, but like I sat the bench like my freshman year of making the team. and I knew I was still up and coming. Like I had a lot to improve on, but it just took away the love I had for the game, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the tallest,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But I definitely was the hardest worker and like the most tenacious, or like, you know, most hustle, if you'd say, because that's kind of what I was known in my middle school defense as. Just
have you always played defense?
Like, and for football,
yeah,
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay,
I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah.
But so once after that season, I was just like not feeling football no more. So I actually was everybody was telling me like, yo, you're strong, you're fast, you're aggressive. Like football might be the sport for you. You know what I'm saying? And I just kept hearing that over and over. But I didn't really look too much into it until after that basketball season. I was like, all right, you know what? Let me just try football. There are two different seasons. This could probably fit. So fast forward when I go to Kennedy, right? We go on a trip. I watched, even as I got there, you know, they was asking me if I was a football player. I was like, nah, I was really telling, I was ducking. I was like, nah, I'm here to play basketball. This is the third.
The fight, bullshit.
You know what I mean? I was like, nah, I'm a hooper. I'm nice with it too. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to play basketball.
Right.
But so we watch this movie when the game stands tall. It's a basketball movie. It's about this high school. They had like a ridiculous winning streak. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could remember it. Like, I want to say it's in the hundreds, 200s.
I might have to put that on my list. I think I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie. Yeah. I definitely highly recommend watching it.
I like that.
But it's called When the Game Stands Tall, and it's basically about this high school. They had like a crazy number winning streak, probably like the highest in the state of Texas or something like that. Some school south. Yeah.
Was it based on a true story?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was based on a true story. Like, it's a real team.
That's crazy.
With a real record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they couldn't lose. Like, I'm talking about 100+ winning streak.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like they was people just expecting them to win and just, you know what I'm saying, have a good season. And then that movie specifically was about what happened after they had lost that streak and after they had earned their first loss after all them, you know what I'm saying, wins and accolades and everything. Because everybody, they be at the games. All you hear is streak.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
You know what I'm saying? All they care about is just keeping that win streak going.
Yeah,
and just,
that's even crazy than Undertaker.
So,
yeah.
So, like, I guess the team was really founded on brotherhood and, like, you know what I'm saying, those moral foundations that you need to build a team. But, you know, as younger generations come up, you know, you have guys that try to make it about themselves, you know what I'm saying? And when you don't see the bigger picture of the team aspect, that's where things start to crumble. So they had I want to say a freshman group of class that kind of, you know, had a lot of egos, you know what I'm saying? They didn't really buy into the whole team thing. They just wanted to come be superstars and be a part of that streak, you know what I'm saying? And get their names out there, this, that, and the third.
Yep.
So after they lost, like, I think their first or second game, but, like, to a really good opponent, you know, it's like they had to really, like, sit down and look within and say, like, how do we want the season to go? Like, are we going to keep feeding on to, you know, the whole streak ideology, this, that, and the third? Or are we going to, you know what I'm saying, make this a great season for ourselves, this, that, and the third? But long story short, it was a great movie, you know what I'm saying?
It sounds like a really good movie.
Off the field.
You ever see Friday Night Lights?
I've seen
Friday Night Lights. Yeah, now it makes me want to see this movie.
It's really good. So, like, even, like, off the field, you know, it has some drama.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't want to get too much into it because if you're going to watch it, you're
going to see No, yeah.
But they just made, like, the stuff they were doing on the field as a team, it just made football look so fun. I'm like, yo, this looks lit. I'm like, this is something I could see myself
because
doing.
of the team aspect.
Yeah,
what goes into it.
Yeah, like just the way they were playing as a team, the way they were communicating, the way they were playing for each other. Like, he caught an interception, he was going out of bounds. He caught it and tossed it back into his man's. Bro, they was going dumb. I'm like, nah, these dudes is like that.
Yeah.
So that movie motivated me. I go back to school.
And how old were you at the time when you saw it? I
want to say I was 15 going to 16.
Wow. Okay.
Because my sophomore year I was 16. So yeah, I was 15 years old going to 16.
Yep.
So I'm watching this movie and I'm like, oh yeah, football look lit. But whole time I'm not even like trying to do nothing with football. I just want to do it because it looks fun.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I bet. So if I play football, I'm gonna run around with this heavy ass helmet, shoulder pads, equipment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably gonna build my strength, my stamina. So when I get on the field, take off all that equipment, I'm gonna jump higher, run faster. You know what I'm saying? That was my thought process.
Okay.
Working out and training with all them weighted clothing would make me jump higher.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I was like, all right, 2 different seasons. So let me try to play football in the fall, play basketball in the winter time. See how that works. I get back to school. I see my coach from high school, and he's like, I'm like, I'm thinking about playing football. He goes, you ever played before? I was like, nah. So obviously he don't need no position to put me at. I ain't never played football a day in my life. So he gave me a football. He said, throw this football as far as you can. So I literally chuck it like 60 yards.
Jesus.
He's like, run as fast as you can. Go pick it up. Bolted, picked it up, came back. And this dude gonna call me an African gazelle.
Ain't no
I
way.
swear, I hit him in
no
football.
way.
He goes, yeah, you an African gazelle. And he's like, I think we got us our next quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah, and I remember that same day going home, I text my middle school coach, the one that I played for.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my dude. He came to the Sacred Heart game too. Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? He family. He's still, me and him still talking and everything. But I texted him. I'm like, guess who finna be the starting quarterback at JFK this, that, and the third? He go, where are you playing football now? He's like, about time. I've been told you getting that, this, that, and the third. And I text one of my friends from back home, Noble. I tell him, I'm like, yeah, guess who finna be the starting QB at JFK? You feel me? I'm telling everybody because I'm like, yeah, I'm about to pick up football. I'm about to kill shit. First practice, I freaking throw the ball like a baseball. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, like on the slant, sideways.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, he has no like, I've never played
football
mechanics.
Before,
you know what I'm saying? I just played backyard football, like, you know what I'm saying, 5v5. We just throw the ball, run around. Like, but I was never really coached anything football related.
Yeah.
So when he see me throw the ball, he was like, yeah, I don't know if we got us a quarterback. The way he throw it.
Yeah, and that was, I'm assuming that's when you had pads on, right?
Yeah.
Because it's different once you have to put on the pads.
Facts. And that was my first time ever putting on helmets. And
oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, bro, it was so funny to the point where I put the pads on, and I see all this space where my chest, my stomach, and everything is exposed. And I'm like, where the rest of it?
Yeah,
like, that's
real.
it.
Yeah.
So I was confused because I'm like, I've watched football before, so I see how violent the sport is.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, what goes into it. I'm thinking they protected head to toe the way they be hitting each other.
It's a brutal game.
It's just shoulder pads and thigh pads.
Yep.
And you get on out there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, I'm kind of exposed right now. But you know what I'm saying?
So, but just to stop you real quick before, because this is an incredible story. I just have to ask, and I wanted to save this for the podcast because everybody keeps asking me, whenever I've brought your name up about this, and it's so funny because it definitely goes into it. So, right before we started recording, Ravens fan, and I knew you were a Ravens fan. Yeah. That's why I'm wearing my Bengals jersey. Took a tough L the other night, but you know what? We move on.
Justin Tucker, automatic, man.
We move on.
Automatic.
Have you heard these comparisons about people saying you look like Lamar Jackson?
I mean, bro, I've been getting that since I got to college. And
my God.
I personally never even saw it.
Yeah.
Like, for sometimes I still don't see it. I really got to look and convince myself.
I had to,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's just certain people. But I've definitely gone, so I went to Towson out of high school. I went to Towson University. That's in Maryland. That's like 40 minutes from the Baltimore Stadium.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's in the Maryland area. And that Towson area, it's a nice, lively, you know what I'm saying, area. A lot of bars, a lot of people coming in. You have, you know what I'm saying, NFL players probably coming through some bars and stuff like that. Just, it's a nice area.
Right.
But even my freshman year, bro, I had the low cut. You know, I had a baby face, bro. I was young.
Yeah.
But it started since freshman year. I go to the mall, people would be like, oh, bro, you look just like Lamar Jackson, this, that, and the third.
That's crazy.
I just kept getting Lamar Jackson comparisons. And then the older I got, the more it increased.
Yeah.
Especially when I grew out my hair, I got dreads, or I would braid my hair and they would hang. They'd be like, yo. I remember one time I had a family, and this was like this past summer when I went to go visit some friends in Maryland.
Yep.
And I was in this hotel, and like a whole family came up to me trying to take pictures.
No
and I was
way.
like, and I'm literally like, bro, it started like literally from as soon as I'm trying to enter the hotel. The bouncer or the valet dude that takes keys, he's like, yo, bro, I thought you was Lamar Jackson for a second. I'm like, yeah, haha, I get that a lot.
Maybe one day you should pull that card out.
I go to this little bar to get some water. The bar, he's like, oh. And then he pauses like, Chiz goes, yo, I thought you was Lamar Jackson. I thought we had a celebrity up here.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, man, I'm just trying to get some water. So then I leave, trying to get on the elevator. That's when the family comes. There's like 5 of them. The grandma's like, oh my God, I love you so much. I'm like,
God.
As soon as she started saying that, I'm like, ma'am, I'm not who you think I am. Like,
wow.
I've never like tricked nobody to say I'm
That's
Lamar
incredible.
Jackson. But like she was calling her kid, said, my son loves you. We just want to try and get a picture. I'm
wow.
present. I'm like, miss, honest, I'm not who you think I am. And she probably think I'm lying because, celebrities don't really be trying to take pictures all the time. And shit, but I was really just trying to tell, like, I'm not Lamar Jackson. But I definitely have been getting that. Like,
if anything, that's a compliment, though, right? And favorite team?
Yeah, that's my dog. Like,
how long you been a Ravens fan for?
I'll probably say, like, since I got to whatchamacallit? Since I got to Maryland, like, since I got to Towson. And ever since I started getting the comparison and then just being in the area.
And how many years ago was that now?
Probably, like, I got to Towson in 2018.
Okay, so you didn't become a Ravens fan. So post-Flacco era. Yeah, so that's when Lamar was drafted. So that's actually perfect stride. Literally. That's actually that's crazy how life works.
Mostly because of Lamar Jackson, just because, like, bro, he's just such a fun player to watch, and he's just such a wholesome guy.
He's unreal.
Like, he does stuff for the community.
He's straight up.
You know what I'm saying? He don't obviously not gonna post everything, but he really does do a lot for his community and for his people. You know what I'm saying? And I like the relationship he got with him and Kodak. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you a Kodak fan?
Hell yeah, I'm a Kodak fan. You know what I'm saying? They got a good relationship. You know what I'm saying, going on. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. But on the field, Lamar's a dog, bro. Like, I've yet to see a quarterback run the way he runs, or just even sometimes, and people like, oh, he can't throw, but I've seen him really sit in the pocket and make, you know what I'm saying, some
he can throw.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen,
I might be biased and talk my shit.
Yeah.
But
you
he's
can't
incredible.
deny the talent.
No,
he's
incredible.
Like, he shows up.
I thought we were gonna draft him when he was falling. I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna get Lamar fucking Andy Dalton. We're gonna get him. He's coming to Cincinnati. This is unreal. And then we drafted a bust, center Billy Price out of Ohio State, and now he's a backup for the Giants. I don't even know if he's in the league anymore. But I thought we were getting Lamar. Like, I was all in on the Lamar thing. As soon as I saw pick 32, Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens, I said he is an op, enemy. Public enemy number one. Man just made my list. And when he was, he's Houdini, when he put up like 50 on our head and he had the shades on the sideline, I was like, oh yeah, no, like, we're enemies.
You hate him.
Yeah, no, we're enemies. So anytime we play the Ravens, it's on site. I'm a diehard Bengals fan, bro. I take it personal.
How long have you been a Bengals fan?
Bro, since I was like 5. I like, bro, so my dad and my brother, they're Washington fans. Yeah. At the time, they were Redskins. Then they had to go to the football team. Now they're the Commanders. So, like, they've gone through the ups and downs. And my dad tried to get me to be a part of that fan base as well. Obviously, like a father would try to get his kids to like his favorite team. Yeah. But, man, I don't know if you ever used to play NFL Street. Those video games, they were the best. You could just run off the wall, throw the ball. It was crazy shit. Yeah. And in the video game, they had obviously every NFL team, and Ojo Cinco in the video game, he had a do-rag, he had gold teeth, chains, dual moss everybody, crazy route, crazy work. He was unreal. And then the Tiger logo, I was like, oh yeah, I'm rocking with this team. Little did I know I would go through years of being bullied because they sucked. I didn't know that. I didn't know about the history. And then, but now they got Joe Shiesty. So here
Joe Shiesty cannot be denied, bro.
They're struggling right now.
Almost won a Super Bowl. They struggling right now, but I feel like that's kind of where they were at last year. If that makes sense. I feel like we were. They struggled early and they start picking things up out of nowhere.
The problem though is when we were struggling, the explosive plays were still there. Now there is no explosive plays because you know your coverages. So all NFL teams do is run cover 2, and what that pretty much does is it eliminates big plays. You keep everything in front of you, see if they earn it or can run the ball. Our problem is we can't do any of those things. So everyone just keeps trying to cover 2. The Ravens, they don't have their defensive coordinator anymore, Martindale, because he's with the Giants now after Burrow threw for 500 on their head. Damn. But a team like the Ravens, who always runs man blitzing every 2 seconds, they sat and covered 2 70% of the game is what I found. They pretty much said, oh yeah, nah, you're not going to beat us deep. So figure something out, and we couldn't. To me, that's on coaching. If you have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, a better O-line, that's on coaching at that point. So hopefully they figure it out. But yeah, I'm a diehard, bro. Like if you see any Bengals fan, like, man, I can name the roster, I can name the Water Boys, and you know what I mean though. I respect Ravens fans. I have no problem with the Ravens, even though they obviously the rivalry is real between them and the Bengals. But I hate Pittsburgh, I hate the Steelers, and I hate Cleveland. I hate the Browns. But the Ravens I'm cool with. But that's a funny story. I respect the hell out of that. That's pretty cool.
No, facts.
And hey, if listen, football for you should be the number one goal, but man, I'm telling you, you can make a living just impersonating Lamar on TikTok. Just go everywhere, wear the jersey, bro. That'd be hilarious. Just be an actor.
Could, but
you could play as Lamar in a movie or something.
I don't think I ever even made a TikTok for real. I ain't really one of them TikTok guys.
It doesn't need to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong.
Because everyone's on TikTok. That's the only reason I say that.
Yeah, same.
But you could definitely do something with that. You never know. That'd be pretty funny.
Like if I go to the league, I probably wear the number 8 jersey. And,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying,
that would be wavy for a linebacker jersey.
Yeah, that's funny.
So speaking of linebacker and jerseys, so let's talk about your journey getting to Central, and then from there let's talk about, because I've seen your insight. You've switched your jersey number a couple times.
Yeah,
and I want you to tell me about that. But first, I want to hear how exactly you got to Central and how the recruiting process went for you.
Yeah, that's another good question. You know what I'm saying? So like, my love for football. You know what I'm saying? Like, we say I watched that movie, I got inspired.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? From that first practice, they had moved me from slot to from quarterback to slot receiver.
Okay.
He was like, he's not a quarterback. Let's put him at the slot.
Yeah.
See what he can do. So
yep.
I get practice, like, just running jet sweeps. And, you know, I'm African. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that means. I'm pretty fast. I'm pretty fast if I tell you that much.
Got
like,
in the blood.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just always faster than the kids that were on the field at that specific time.
That's a real thing. What you just said. It sounds stereotypical. That is, man, people, I've experienced going against people like that. That is a real thing.
And like,
people that don't play, they can't quantify that.
I was always competitive, like, in middle school, too. Like, I always thought I was the fastest everywhere. Like, racing kids, you know what I'm saying? And I would always be, like, top 3 in my class. But I remember, and I got a shout out my boy, Tajay Nelson. For me, he graduated from Stony Brook. He was a part of our 4x1 team where we won. We came in number 3 in the state of New York. You know what I'm saying? So I got a nice little track background.
Okay.
To you know what I'm saying? But when I got to JFK, and then that summer bridge program, everyone was talking about Tajay. Oh, he's fast. You know, he's fastest one in the school. He's, you know what I'm saying, he's ranked this, da-da-da-da. Me being, you know what I'm saying, the young, cocky, like, never back down type of kid. I'm like, man, who this Tajay dude? I'm like, we in recess. I'm like, bro, I will race you right now. I'm like, I don't care what anybody. Mind you, this dude had, like, spikes on. And I don't know if you know about track spikes, but they give you an extra boost.
Yeah.
This dude is like 6'3", 6'4",
Jesus.
you know what I'm saying? Hella lanky, you know what I'm saying? Just some tall, slim, fast, Usain Bolt type build dude, you know what I'm saying? I didn't care. I was like, bro, you got to see me.
Let's go.
I was racing him in socks.
Yeah.
Because I ain't have running shoes. So I took my shoes off. I was in socks. And I was like talking my shit like, yeah, I'm about to beat you. When I say this kid cooked me, bro, this kid really dusted me, bro.
Oh, man.
Humbled the shit out of me. Like, I thought I was fast. And I seen this dude, and yo, to this day he one of my best friends. Like,
wow, that's awesome.
We still talk to this
I know
day.
you're a Naruto fan. That sound like Naruto right there. Yeah, wanna be the best.
Like,
that's what it's about.
So it was just crazy how he really cooked me my first time, and I was like, dang, I'm really not as fast as I think I am.
Right.
But that's besides that. So, like, I was just literally just running jet sweeps to the crib, like, my first time playing football.
Wow.
I ain't know nothing about football. Like,
so is this out the gate freshman year?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Well, sophomore year is when I first actually made a team.
Yes.
And after the first game, we played this team Erasmus Hall.
Did you play varsity off the rip?
And that's what I'm about to explain.
Okay,
so my first game, I played JV.
Okay.
After that, I think that first game, I had like a couple good runs. They threw me at safety. I ain't know shit about safety. All I know, I was dropping back in zone. The quarterback threw the ball. I made an interception. I didn't even know what an interception was.
Yeah.
I was literally
got the ball.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just out there making plays, having fun.
Yeah.
That was my first ever football game of my career.
Wow. After
that game, the varsity coach came up to me and was like, yo, you ready to come up and play varsity?
Yeah.
I looked at him. I'm like, yo, you tripping.
Yeah.
I'm like, you tripping. The varsity, mind you, I was probably like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11".
Yep.
I want to say 160, $160. You know what I'm saying? So I was always lean, but I wasn't like big swole like I am now. You feel me? So I'm looking at him. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not trying to play no varsity right now. Like, you see how big these dudes are? You got dudes 6'4", 280.
Oh, my God,
you know what I'm saying? D lineman, O lineman. I just seen how big them dudes were, especially, like, after they would come out of practice. Like, I don't know what it was.
Unreal.
I was a sophomore, so they just looked so much. And that's probably how I look to some of these freshmen coming in, like, yo, this dude's a giant. But that's how I felt when I was younger.
Me too.
I see them, you know what I'm saying, coming out the locker room in lines or walking back into the locker room. And I'm like, nah, these dudes are big as hell. I'm
Huge.
like, if one hit, they gonna take my soul. I'm like,
Seriously.
they gonna crush me. So I was like, yeah. I told the coach straight up. I said, yeah. Like, no, I'm not ready. I don't want to. And then I remember the second game we went against Lehman. I had 4 touchdowns that game. I had 2 on the ground and then 2 receiving.
Wow.
My first time, my second game ever playing football.
Yep.
And stuff. And then it just so continued. The next game I had like 3 touchdowns. Next game 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? I was just killing shit, like just straight jet sweeps and just literally showing how much faster than everybody else I was. And you can even, and if y'all ever want to look up my highlights for real, it's all on Hudl. You know what I'm saying? Like literally everything is on Hudl.
Yeah.
You got from my sophomore year to my junior year to my senior year and my post-grad year. I recommend taking a look at that post-grad year because I really did shit.
Wow.
I should have done, I ain't gonna lie. But anyways, so that was that. After my 4th game, they didn't even give me a choice after that. They said, yeah, you're coming up to varsity. Like, we need, you know what I'm saying? Basically, we need you to come play varsity for us.
Yeah.
So I got moved up to varsity. The first game, it was more so practicing, getting used to it. I didn't even play. I was on the bench. I was mad as shit. I was like, man, why y'all gonna bring me up here to not play me this, that, and the third?
Yep.
Next game, I'm starting safety. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like literally.
Wow.
Literally next game, I'm starting
So
safety.
that's what, game 3 in the season now? Game 4?
Game 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah, like halfway through the season.
Yep.
I was playing starting safety. I did not know nothing about like the. When I say football IQ is a real thing, yo. Like you could be as athletic, as fast, strong as you want. If you don't know the game and you don't understand what's going on out there, it's not gonna
reading ghosts.
Yeah, it's not gonna show your athletic ability. It's not gonna show how fast, how strong, or you know what I'm saying, how, because you're gonna be out there thinking, trying to understand where to go.
For sure.
But for me, even though I didn't understand nothing, I had a lot of instincts. I just knew, like as a safety, you just go to the ball. You know what I'm saying, like for real. So I remember I made a couple plays, like a jet sweep. I came and knocked the dude out of bounds, made him fumble this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't as quick coming out of my breaks, but it was just, you know what I'm saying, on some first year type stuff.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So that was my sophomore year. And from sophomore to junior year, I remember we had a big class of seniors that left, and the coaches, the varsity coach, they wanted to like make me into like a tight end build type. For whatever reason, I don't know, we had lost a good tight end, but that's what they tried to make me into. So I remember going from 160 to 190.
So you went from receiver to safety to being built into a tight end?
Yeah, like a tight end. And I'm gonna explain to you like the amount of different positions I played like my junior year until like we really try to find that. Was it junior? I believe it was junior. Yeah,
you must have been playing Iron Man football.
It was junior.
You must have just never left the field.
I literally played I remember I played every single position on the defense.
At some point?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
My junior year, until they figured out like what was the best to maximize on my ability, if that makes sense.
What a journey.
You know what I'm saying? It was fun, bro. That's why I said like I really did enjoy it, because it was just I was just always learning something new, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it was just hard work, and that's something I love. But so I go from 160 to 190, sophomore to junior, right? And junior year, I'm playing tight end / fullback / a little bit of H-back, but like I was like way towards the end of the season. But I was really like a slot tight end, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That kind of weight, they call it a Waco tight end. That's really what I played. And then on defense, I started out playing corner. After
Wow.
I'm about to break it down, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Started out playing corner. After that game, I said, Coach, I literally went to the head coach and the offensive coordinator coach, because, you know, I was close to them. I was like, Coach, I can't play this position. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing out there. I look crazy. Like,
Did they have you traveling with another receiver, or just staying at one side of the field? I
don't even remember. That's how bad. I don't even remember. I don't even know what coverages were, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if I could go, like, probably at the time, maybe I knew something, but I can't even remember, like, what coverages that, like, now I understand football a lot more. But, like, back then, if I could go back and, like, really watch myself on film, I probably looked crazy my first time playing or whatever. But it was just part of the journey. So, like, and the one thing I'm gonna always be honest with myself. Like, I felt like I was a liability if I was playing corner because I did not understand the position. So, boom, the next week, I believe, they moved me to outside backer. I played a little bit of that.
Did you guys run a 3-4 at that school, or 4-3?
I couldn't even tell you, bro.
Oh yeah,
it was
right.
It was my junior year, but it was so long ago.
Do you remember rushing the passer? Passer.
I'm gonna develop. I'm gonna get to that, bro. Like, we played. So I played outside linebacker week 2. Week 3, I think I played inside linebacker. Week 4, bro, by week 4, I was playing stand-up nose. Yo, like, that was a position I think he just made up.
That's
just
crazy.
Like, the whole entire game, bro, he said he put me at stand-up nose, and all I had to do was just A or B gap. You know what I'm saying? A or B gap. Like,
pretty much.
Simplified it, like, as simple as it can get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was fun. I had a good time playing there. And I think, like, it was the closer they kept putting me to the ball, the more plays I kept making. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then they put me at end, and that's when I really started to go crazy, like coming off the edge.
Crazy work.
Hitting quarterbacks, getting TFLs, you know what I'm saying, squeezing. I just it was just a lot easier to be able to just read the tackle, you know what I'm saying, and just make instinctual plays off the end. So that's kind of where, that's where they figure out, okay, that's where he's most comfortable at, was defensive end. So, and that was like halfway through the season after I done played basically every position on the field, you know what I'm saying? And then offense, I just kept playing tight end pretty much. So, going from 160 to 190, I gained a lot of weight, and I noticed like myself lose some of the speed that I had.
Yep.
So that's when I decided to run track. I ran track, took it seriously.
That's what a lot of football players do.
Yeah,
they go to track.
And I definitely anybody like listening to this that play football or like is in high school, definitely run track. Like, track is gonna be your biggest savior. But like, not just run it, but like really take it serious. Like, commit yourself to it and like really try to get better.
Especially with that change of direction type stuff. Helps for sure.
Bro, change direction.
And get looser hips,
going from
all that
stuff. Stretching, going from 0 to 100 track. Like,
for sure.
It puts you in the best position to win. Like, football and track, they go hand to hand.
Yeah.
So my senior year was really just when I put it all together. You know what I'm saying?
And was this all out? I'm a linebacker, or is this I'm on the front seven? Anyone?
I was in the front seven.
Yeah.
So I think we ran a 5-2 actually. Now that I think of it.
Oh yeah.
I think we actually ran like a 5-2. So we had three interior D linemen. This is my senior year. We had 3 interior D linemen, 2 linebackers, and we had 2 edge rushers. Me and my boy Noble. Remember I told you about Noble? I had told him, yeah. So he was at a different school when I had told him I was going to play for Kennedy. And then he ended up transferring my junior year when I was on the transition and going into tight end and all the other different positions on defense. He was supposed to play that season, but grades-wise kept him ineligible. But senior year, he was on that field, and he was a problem. Yeah. Me and him off the edge was a problem. And you know what I'm saying? It was like night and day, you know what I'm saying? Because he was the banshee just screaming off the edge, and I was like the security that made sure nothing got outside.
Oh man, you guys would have gave our old line, but we played problems. What year was your senior year of high school?
2017.
So you graduated the year before me. Oh my God, this sounds like we would have not wanted to play you. And them boys in New York, you guys play crazy football.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
and
crazy
that's
football.
They be sleeping on people
in that area.
Yeah, teams in New York, but like,
for sure.
New York definitely got some ballers. Like, I want to say my junior year we was 2-8. You know, so we had a losing season. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't good culture. My senior year, we turned the whole program around for real. Me and some of the seniors that was there. I was one of the captains. I think we went 7-4 that season.
Wow.
We went to the second round of the playoffs. And
that's awesome.
We lost to the team that went to the championships pretty much.
What was their name?
Erasmus Hall. E-Hall. Everybody know about E-Hall. Okay. They got a couple. They had a guy from that went to Ohio State, and now he's in the league. He's in the Washington Commanders now.
What's his name?
Curtis Samuel. Yeah,
I know. Are you serious?
Bro, he's from Brooklyn, bro.
You went against Curtis Samuel?
I didn't.
Oh, but like
he was there like I think 2014.
Insane.
Like I was still like probably graduating.
Nah, that's wild.
Yeah, that was who Samuel. Like everybody talked about Curtis Samuel, who went to Ohio State. Like when you talk about E-Hall, you talk about Curtis Samuel because he's
still really good in the league too. He was hurt. He was hurt last year. Everyone forgot about him. He was nasty his last year in Carolina.
He's nice.
No, he's like that. He's really good.
He's a kid from Brooklyn. Bro.
That's incredible.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Our schools play
small
each other,
world.
You know?
Wow.
So that, and they got some dudes in Rutgers right now. Sent some kids to Wisconsin, Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? E-Hall, they're known for sending kids places and stuff. But let me take it back to football.
Yep.
So my senior year, we went 7-4, second round playoffs. We had best edge rushers. We had me and my boy. And we had a 3-headed monster. So I was playing. This is when I really started playing running back. Like,
oh man,
you know, I ran track. I got my speed up. I remember the first touchdown of the year was, I had the first touchdown of the year, and it was like a 64-yard run. My boy Ty, he was playing the position that I used to play. He was playing the tight end spot. He had a great block, and I just hit the seam.
Big Waco block.
Yeah, bro. He just had a good block, and I just ran up the seam and just started cooking it for like a 60-yard touchdown. And that was like the kind of spark that the team needed, because I think we was down 7-0 by half.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying, that's what got the season going. But at the end of this...
Real quick, sorry to stop you, but when you played, and like you said, so senior year, is that when you started to figure out formations and coverages and everything? Or and then another question to add on to that, were there any players in the NFL that you try to watch film on that you really liked?
Yeah, if I'm being honest with you, I did not know nothing about NFL. I didn't even know about D1 until like my senior year, when so many kids were just talking about it, that it was just, I guess it sounded cool. But like for me, my sister, I believe she ran track. She went to Division I, Maryland Eastern Shore, and she ran track. So when I seen her do it, that was kind of motivation for me, because like I said, I'm African, bro. Like, our parents expect us to be doctors, engineers, or A+ students all across the board.
Yeah.
They don't accept mediocrity, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to up your standards. So the fact that my sister, you know what I'm saying, like, I want to say the one that was really good in books was my oldest brother, who graduated from at the college. And then my youngest brother right now, like, class and school comes easy for him. He plays basketball now and stuff. He's nice with it too, but we're going to talk about that later. But I want to say, like, me, my sister, and my other, like, we weren't, you know, A+ students. We're probably B+ students, you know what I'm saying? But B+ ain't good enough, you know what I'm saying? So I think we use sports as kind of like an outlet to show, to achieve our dreams. Like, my sister getting a full ride scholarship to Division I. She went to college for free all 4 years.
Wow.
Running track, you know what I'm saying? That's not easy to do, especially how expensive college is here, you know what I'm saying? And being immigrants from a different country. So when she did it, it kind of gave me hope and like motivation. Like, yo, if my sister could do it, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? So my goal wasn't even D1. It was just like, after this year, I gotta play college. I gotta play college football at the next level for free. I gotta get a free college education. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was my goal, and that's kind of what differentiated me from like all the other kids, whereas they were just hashtag D1 bound this, D1 bound that. You know what I'm saying? I was just on some, bro, I'm trying to get a free college education and then go from there. You know what I'm saying? So my sister, she motivated me to get a D1 scholarship, because she showed me it was possible. You know what I'm saying? So senior year, that's when I put it all together in terms of football, still ran track and everything. And when it was time to get recruited, I remember I had committed to this Division III school, like kind of verbally committed in terms of them accepting me, because they basically give you like this Division IIIs don't give athletic scholarship, but they give like academic scholarship. So they was going to give me like this HEOP program where they were going to pay for everything. I'm like, shoot, you going to pay for my whole college education? And it was a good, prestigious school. All right, we Gucci. I applied and everything, wrote a letter, I didn't get accepted. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, I had like kind of halted my recruiting process, because I was like, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable like going D3.
Just took the first offer, just hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My goal was to get a free college education. So
and as soon as the opportunity presented itself,
you know
makes
what I'm
sense.
saying? I was going to take the opportunity, and like I wasn't really nothing else was really flashing my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a diamond in the rough type of player. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the Bronx.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? My school isn't really known for sending kids D1 and sending kids places. You know what I'm saying? It was. My coach himself didn't even. I was the first player he sent D1 type, because he didn't really have that much connections. But once that D3 school fell through, that's when we started the recruiting process all over again. Then he really then we upped the times too, where he was sending it to as much schools. He was sending it to players who were in schools, sending it to I remember like I think he sent like some coaches he knew from way back in the day that were like had NFL ties, but he just basically like was pushing my name around, you know what I'm saying? So some schools were just, it was like a little buzz, like, who's this kid from the Bronx type shit, you know what I'm saying? He had a pretty good senior year.
Wow.
And I remember
was this overwhelming for you at all, going through all this? Or was it just, because that must have been a new
it was more of like an adventure. That's the best way I put it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a new adventure to my life, and it was exciting. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was overwhelming.
Were you all state at your school? You must have been, right?
Yeah. They call it all city. Yeah.
Okay.
I got all for defense. They call it all city.
Okay.
Yes, that's what they call it. So I started getting recruited again, but I was getting recruited by D2 schools. So I went to, and I don't know what it was, but as I went to those Division II schools and visited, something just didn't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, me personally, I felt like I was settling. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
just back at the earlier in the thing, you said you wanted to achieve the best possible status.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I was still on some get a free college education.
Okay.
But once that Division III school didn't go through, and now I'm like, I felt like D2 was in the middle ground.
You took it personal.
Yeah, not kinda, but it was just more so like, I know I can play at the Division I level. You know what I'm saying? Why am I settling right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted more for myself at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I know I'm good enough to play at these high levels. They just don't know about me yet, if that makes sense.
Hell yeah.
So I was willing to take the JUCO route. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of declined some D2 offers. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna take the JUCO route and just work even harder and try to get my name out there so I could, you know what I'm saying, eventually go D1, since clearly y'all telling me I got the talent.
You want to bring the mic a little closer to you?
Oh,
my fault.
No, you good.
Yep.
So it's like, clearly y'all recruiting me, so I must have the talent, you know what I'm saying, to play at a high level. And late in the process, I started getting some D1s, and they ended up recommending me to go prep, you know what I'm saying, do a prep year for football. I never knew about prep school. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing I say I love about football is all the opportunities that is open for me. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that I met and the connections that I made to stand at third. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful game when you look at it in that aspect. But I ended up going prep. Thank goodness, because that JUCO route would have been a lot more tougher. I know a lot of my boys that went to JUCO. You know what I'm saying? Shout out them JUCO boys that make it out the mud, but it's not an easy route, you know what I'm saying? It's not an easy route going JUCO. So, yeah, I went prep, and that was the biggest blessing, one of the biggest blessings of my life for real. Like the opportunity to graduate high school, reclassify high school, and get an extra year of football under my belt after the kind of season I had just had. And with me,
yeah,
I'ma always outdo myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how it is. It's like, the better I see myself getting at something, I want to see, like, how much better can you really get?
Push yourself to the limit.
Yeah, how much dominant can you really show? So it's like, I had a great 2017 senior year campaign, but now I get a post-grad year, and I get to do it all over again. So my mindset that post-grad year was,
it's on.
It's a man against boys. I'm like, I'm supposed to be in college with the rest of my friends right now, but instead I'm doing an extra year of high school. Now, obviously, it was still good comp, but it was just my mindset there was just different. I was already, and this is when I was probably like 200 pounds, 205 pounds, and they had me playing H-back and outside linebacker safety.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to ask.
Yeah, I was playing a rover spot, so basically like a Sam, if that makes sense.
Yep. I know positions.
Yeah, so I was playing a rover safety outside linebacker, you know what I'm saying? And that was probably the most fun I've ever had playing football, bro. Because it was just like such a dominance to, you know what I'm saying, just a different level that I was.
I haven't seen your Hudl. I might have to go look. No, that's crazy.
Look, it's called Thunder and Lightning. Like, you watch my post grad year, you be like, damn. How is this kid not, like, I swear some kids came up to me, like some of my friends, like, bro, how are you not at Alabama right now? But like I said, it's all about the exposure. It's all about who you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just all about who you know. And I'm still grateful for my journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grateful for everything the way it happened. I would not change.
And the story's still writing itself.
It's still writing itself. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I was playing the H-back. My quarterback that played with me that post-grad year, he's actually at Vanderbilt right now. I think he's like top 5 rushers in the nation. He's a running back.
You played with some freaking monsters.
He was at Temple. So when he went to Temple freshman year, and he was rookie of the year.
Wow.
His freshman year.
That's crazy.
We was really a three-headed monster, because he was a quarterback, but really he was a running back. And
would you guys run like a triple option offense or something?
Yeah,
man,
that shit was fucked.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Bro, we ran a triple option with literally like.
No, you guys are messed up.
You couldn't be right. It's either you overplay the quarterback and you have me, 205-pound 4'4" guy running up the middle, trucking all your,
that's
you know what
so
I'm saying,
messed up.
trucking these little boys, stiff arm and spin, doing all this, scoring touchdowns, or you take me away And you got it even worse because now you got to, like, he was super shifty. Like, some of the stuff I see him do on the field, I'm like, yo, this kid is nice.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't be right either ways, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I was running routes out the backfield, catching wheels, catching swing screens, all that, lead blocking for him. So it's like, if it's a quarterback run and you have me as a lead blocker, bro, I'm knocking heads off every time,
That's so
creating lanes. So it was just, you
would have been the reason I quit football. If I want to guess that, I would have just packed up my pads at
after
halftime.
every game, you see these kids, yo, bro, because I was number 5. Like, yo, bro, you're a beast, bro.
Yeah.
That's just a Sunday. Just kept calling me. It was like, yo, you're a beast. You know what I'm saying? And that was a fun year for me. So after that, I remember I had received my my first Division I offer from Towson University right after that year, and Towson was one of the schools that was recruiting me through JFK. While I was at JFK, they helped me. They was the one that introduced the prep route. You know what I'm saying? They kind of gave me a list of prep schools, and then when UConn had came to recruit me, also there was a coach named John Woley. He was friends with one of the defensive coordinator that was at Trinity Pauling. That was the prep school I went to. He was friends with that defensive coordinator at that time. So he told him about me, like, hey, there's this kid from the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? You got to get him a post-grad year, this, that, and the third. And, you know, it just so happened everything just worked out the way it worked out. I ended up there. I did football. I made it. I won all conference and all New England. So it's like, you know, I got them accolades. I think I was offensive MVP. I want to say, or something. I got a bunch of accolades there.
Wow.
And then I did wrestling for the first time too, just because I was gonna do basketball, but like I would have had play like JV basketball, and you know I just didn't see the point of that. I guess the wrestling team needed somebody at my weight class. I did wrestling for the first time. I came in like number 2 in the league, and then number 8 in the state. And I ain't gonna lie, I hated wrestling. What?
My brother did wrestling.
I have so much respect for wrestling though, because that it's
the conditioning.
The conditioning.
It's insane.
And then the way you feel after a match is
God.
I literally felt like I ran a 400 from track, like my first time wrestling against somebody.
People make fun of the outfit, the singlets, but bro, no, it's a different beast.
You do look goofy in that big tight spandex, and you know what I'm saying. I ain't really big on grabbing up on men and flipping them, but I had to do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I still got ranked my first time playing.
That's
doing
insane.
Wrestling. And then I remember in the spring. This is something I didn't even mention. I did track for them in the spring.
Yep.
And I threw the javelin too.
You must have broke records for Jav too, huh? Broke records for everything.
So it's like I remember I was like number 1 in the state of New York for javelin.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was going crazy, and that was like only my second time ever throwing a javelin.
Your name must be everywhere on the walls in your school.
It
sport.
Should be. If it isn't, then I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I threw the javelin. I had fun. When I went to postgrad, I threw the javelin again, but I didn't really have no coaching. I was kind of really just coaching myself and teaching myself. And when I would practice, I would kind of like overdo it and get my arm tired. And I didn't know this, but I would probably get my arm tired for competitions and then try to compete with a sore arm. And my post-grad year, I didn't do as good as I did my senior year of high school, if that makes sense. So like I think I came in 5th overall for javelin, but if I threw the numbers that I threw last, like in 2017 before my postgrad, I would have came in number 1, but I wasn't throwing nearly those numbers because my arm was just sore. But I also ran the 100. I came in number 2 in New England for the 100 meter.
Oh my god!
And the 200, I came in number 3. So for as far as that school TP, and you can go on my Instagram, like you can see when I graduated, like they put my name on like this. I got like the sportsmanship award, so they put my name on a plaque, which was a huge, like it was an honor.
How much were you at that time? How much did you weigh?
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Football season, I think I was like 200, 202, 203, anywhere that range. When it came to wrestling season, I was probably like 205. Biggest I was like 208 wrestling season. Track season, I was probably like 195. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere between 195 and 190, that range. Because I in the summertime, I definitely do lose weight, and then I just bulk it back up in the wintertime. But, so yeah, I accomplished a lot at that prep school, you know what I'm saying? So, and I always get love, you know what I'm saying, going back to that school. It's always love. So after that, you know, I committed to Towson. I went to Towson my 2018. That was my freshman year, and yeah. So that's how I got to Towson. It was 2017, I went crazy. Then after that, I went prep 2018, graduated 2018, graduated the summer of 2018, and then I was at Towson by June. Yeah, by June 2nd, I was at Towson doing like summer training, getting ready.
And how did you get to Central from there?
And that's basically right after COVID, you know what I'm saying? Long story short, I kind of just, COVID happened, you know. I went through mental health for the first time, just with everything that was going on. I just felt like I outgrew my stay at Towson. I just needed.
This was during COVID, or right before? During COVID?
Yeah, this was during COVID.
Yeah, no, COVID messed up so many people's mentals, man. Yeah, crazy. But yeah.
But it was definitely needed, though, because I feel like I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't go through that experience.
Absolutely. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, everything does happen for a reason, and that's why I really do believe in God so much, because he always knows how to humble me, and he always knows how to keep me grounded, how to keep me level-headed. Like, if I would have went to Towson and accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish at the time that I wanted to accomplish it, I probably would have crashed and burned for real. Like, probably
riding too high of a wave.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not really taking the time to really appreciate everything around me, how I got there, and just, you know what I'm saying, going through some adversities to really keep me humble. So it's like the adversities that I did went through at Towson just really just humbled me, and I feel like kind of prepared me for everything that I'm going through this year. You know what I'm saying? So for me having like the success and the accolades that I have, like, I'm not, and I don't say it's to sound cocky by any means, but I'm really not surprised as to what I'm doing right now, because if you would have seen the work that I put in this summer, and mind you, still coming off of surgery in the spring, but as soon as I was good to go, I hit the ground running, lifting, training, you know what I'm saying, knowing like this is my last football season. Nothing else after this is guaranteed, so I got to give it my all.
So before we get to right the now, did Central ever recruit you before you went to this other school, or did you once you left this school, did you like, okay, what other options are out there for me, and then you found another place for you, which is Central?
Got you. So funny thing about that is in 27 in the summer, I believe summer of 2017, after I graduated and I had gotten picked up by a TP, our football camp was at Central, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, like I was living in
the summer.
In the summer.
Was it like how long was the camp?
It was probably like 2 weeks, I want to say. Like,
I once went from Newington and surrounding schools, and I know there was like maybe one New York team.
It was.
Went to a summer thing, and all the schools went to set. Oh my God! And I wonder if I competed against you.
I was in San May.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that was.
If we competed against you, that'd be pretty funny.
It was in the summer of 2017.
No, there was some people that I went against. I said I have no business being on this team. Like, it's funny because the majority, because you're in the rare percent.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing that you talk about how humble you are and everything. Yeah. That's a great thing. Because man, not having a body type like you, just whether it's genetics, God-given talent, everything in between. Yeah. You just enjoy the ride, and then after high school, it's like, I'm done. But so like, you were really, you were destined to get to this point.
Yeah, it's just the work that I put in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a believer of, like, what you put in is what you get out. And I always notice, like, the seasons where I do the best is the ones where I really, like, locking on my goal and locking on what I want to do and my potential. And I don't just talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing I tell people around me, everybody know me, I tell you all day, I say talk is cheap, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got 2 mouths, everybody going to say what they want to say. You got to show it to me. You got to prove it to me. And I just do it one time. You got to do it consistently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you really about what you say, you're going to show up to practice every day and you're going to bust your ass. You're going to work hard. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to show up to games and, you know what I'm saying, you're going to get in your bag and you're going to make plays and people going to remember your number.
So how long have you been at Central now? This is
my second year.
Second year.
I was last year.
And in your first year, you were, if I'm not mistaken, second team all conference.
Yeah, second team all conference linebacker.
Yep. And you weren't a captain last year, right?
No, I was not.
So what went into the process of you earning the captaincy role? And would you say you're playing your best football you've ever played right now?
Yeah. Like my best. Yeah. In terms of collegiate level, hell yeah, this is the best football I've played.
Yeah.
And I feel like I haven't even, and the scariest part is I haven't even reached my pinnacle potential.
This is even your final form.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, this is like what? Like Super Saiyan, like
2.
Yeah, like I was about to say
going
2.
on 2.
Exactly. I was about to say 2. But I was gonna say, you know, that little phase they had
going
where,
on 2.
You know what I'm saying? Where you see that transformation, where the electricity started coming.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't even at 2 yet, but like I'm transitioning
I know
to like
exactly
that.
What you're
you
on
feel
about.
me? So it's like I know, like I still got stages to reach in
so
this.
break this down for me. So if you were a scout right now, and someone said, point out that guy's weaknesses or what you think he needs to work on to get to the next level. Yeah. For you personally, what do you think it is?
I'll probably, like, me personally right now.
You say you got the speed.
Of course.
That's given.
Yeah, before I would say my football IQ, because when I first started playing football, it was, you know, that was my sophomore year of high school. That's when I first started. So when I got to Towson, and my post-grad year, like I said, I was playing rover, outside linebacker, safety, and running back. So I'm used to being quick, agile, moving in space, playing that 205 type frame, if that makes sense.
Yep.
I get to college, they put me at middle linebacker, and they want me to get to 220, 225, 230, and play the box. My mindset was, I can't play the box, man. This is limiting my ability, my potential. Like, I should be at Sam right now, covering slots, coming off the edge, going around tackles, like
some Michael Parsons type role.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, I've done it, and this is what y'all recruited me for. Like, I did this is everything I did in high school, was playing a Sam Rover / running back. So, you know, I got the speed and agility, and I just felt like being at middle linebacker. Like, I always had middle linebacker was just, I would picture Ray Lewis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And obviously he's a GOAT. You know, he's one of the GOATs. You know what I'm saying? Tough Ravens, Hall of Famer, all that.
Yeah.
But if he was to play in the league today, I don't think he would be as good as how he played last time, because of how much speed and how much agility and how different the game has changed. Like, with running backs like Saquon Barkley, I mean, bro, you seen what Marshawn Lynch did to him is not after his glory days, but like when you see backs like Marshawn Lynch and Saquon Barkley and Derek, you know what I'm saying? All these.
I agree with you to an extent, because I think the perfect example of who would be just like Ray Lewis today is Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner. That is true.
I think that they're like the same person. I mean, obviously Bobby doesn't. Facts. I mean, Bobby lays the boom, but I would say like he's the. Yeah, he doesn't have the rah-rah.
He is the ideal Lewis.
It's a rare breed, but they still survive.
But even at that, check it. Even at that, like, you got Bobby Wagner. You know what I'm saying? He's doing just off of the years of experience that he has under his belt. When you have, like, nothing, I'm a believer to this, but, like, nothing beats experience.
No,
there's nothing like experience,
because the game slows down. You know exactly what to look for.
Literally. So I wanna compare Bobby Wagner to somebody like Who's that linebacker?
White?
No, the linebacker in on the Cowboys, number 11.
Micah. Yeah, that's Micah.
Okay, so Micah. Bro,
he's a freak.
You see how fast, and like, imagine Micah with the experience of Bobby Wagner. He will be leading the league in every I'm talking about PBUs, tackles, TFL, sacks.
Greatest player ever.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm talking about linebackers that are able to run sideline to sideline, like the way I feel like.
That sounds like Devin White.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like Ray Lewis is more of a downhill, inside zone, power, counter type of linebacker that could come, you know what I'm saying, and lay the wood, and, you know what I'm saying, and just plug gaps and all that. You feel me? Versus, but now what teams like to do, they're going to empty out the box. They're going to
spread it out.
They're going to isolate the mic. You know what I'm saying? Empty formation. They're going to isolate the mic and send number 3 up to shoot.
Right.
And tell the mic linebacker to try and cover that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you don't got speed, you're getting toasted every time.
You
respectfully.
You
got dudes like Tyreek Hill just run up.
Nah, you
need speed to keep up with that. You feel me?
You can't raise no old school fucking.
You know what I'm saying? Because the game is changing.
Dick Buttkiss, Bears linebacker, 85.
You feel me? Like, the game is changed. You don't see linebackers with big neck braces, all slow, can't move. Nah,
that's why you see that NFL defense is mostly run nickel, or which is, I think it's nickel or dime. I think it's dime. Yeah. One of the two, where there's 3 corners, 2 linebackers, and then the 5-2, like you said.
Yep.
So now, instead of 3 4s or 4 3s, we have 3 linebackers. Now people are mostly running 2.
Yeah.
So that kind of So you're right. If you don't have speed, it's gonna be really hard.
It is.
But that's a good thing that you have it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's one thing, you know what I'm saying, I definitely say differentiates myself. But like back to like you said, my football IQ was my weakness, but I figured I really did turn that to my strength because my freshman year, like I said, they put me in the box. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really understand the linebacker position. I never was taught how to read my guards. I never was taught how to read the surface. You know what I'm saying? I played outside. I played DN, outside linebacker. All I had to do was look at the tackle. The tackle down blocks, you get to his hip. You know what I'm saying? You try to make the play.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Either you might be the one going for the dive or you might be the contained player. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to play off the edge because even sometimes if I would make a mistake and change it and chase the dive, the quarterback will pull it and I would be so athletically and fast enough to put my foot on the ground, redirect, and still be able to make that play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just coming off the edge. And like coming off the edge for me, it was a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to think. If it was a jet sweep, keep everything inside of you. Force it back to your help. You know what I'm saying? I did it. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I do a great job like setting the edge and forcing things.
So
things back
aside from the physical aspect, and obviously experience comes with age and playing over and over and over.
Yep.
But do you think you got the X's and O's down? Like to it? Because I mean, you could know your coverages, but it's one. But I'm not saying you don't, because like this. You even current NFL players, like you've got 2-3 years under their belt, they talk about, I finally understand like the scheme and how to apply the scheme to the field.
Yeah.
Like, would you say like you're finally? Because I don't know how long you're defensive coordinator, exactly how.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get to that because like for me, I feel like it was a whole progress to this. Like freshman year, I didn't understand what I was doing out there. I wasn't in my playbook as much as I should. That's why like the freshmen now, I tell them, make sure you get in your playbook, make sure you know what you're doing because like it don't matter how strong, fast, athletic you are. If you don't know what you're doing, they're not gonna play you out there. You know, so you gotta know what you're doing. So boom, sophomore year, right? We had a whole new defensive coordinator at Towson, and he was a dude from Texas. You know what I'm saying? He was a cool guy, my dog. But he was a coach from Texas, and his motto was solve everything with aggression. So he liked man across the board, fire zone, you know what I'm saying, blitzing. He loved blitzing his linebackers. Me, I love blitzing because I don't got to think. I just got to see my gap.
Yeah,
hit the gap, you know what I'm saying? So, like.
Make him think twice.
So, the fact that I was able to, like, get a whole reset throughout that last defense that I never even got accustomed to and learned this new defense, I came and I had a great spring ball. I had a great camp, you know what I'm saying, did what I had to do. And that's when I noticed myself really I put on the weight. I went from I was like 195 when I came in at Towson to I was like 220 in the spring. Yeah, okay. I gained some weight. Like that's when I was really looking like a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting more comfortable playing the box. You know what I'm saying? This down the third. So I was making good progression. Excuse me.
Yep.
But it wasn't really until after COVID transferred. I get to Central, and I remember you asking me if they were recruiting me from before. Like, nah, they really weren't. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's not that they didn't want me, but I just think it was more so like they knew how good I was and knew my potential. Like, that I could have played at somewhere bigger. So I don't even think they bothered to even try to recruit me, even though I was at their camp and I was killing shit. So. It was once I entered the portal, I got a couple D2 offers, but Central was the first D1 offer to really take a chance on me, and I'm really grateful for that. But when I came in, I was talking to the defensive coordinator a lot, and I knew, like, the back of my head was what happened my freshman year was, I didn't really get in my playbook that much, and when I got out there, I didn't know what I was doing. But this time I had the mindset, like, yo, I'm coming here to play football to start. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like they didn't pick up a transfer linebacker to come sit the bench or to be second man off the bench. Like I'm really coming here to start. So I knew like every time I step on the field, I had to step out with a purpose, and every time I was off the field, I had to really get the knowledge of getting this playbook down. So I remember after like my first week of camp, the defensive coordinator, he gives me quizzes of the defense. All right, Eagle Red, what gap you have? I'm like, A gap. Okay, if you're stacked, what gap? Opposite the nose. Where do you send them on this call? I give a rip call, send him to the left, stand at third. So he's asking me questions, and I'm giving him all the answers that he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And after that whole quiz, he's like, yo, I'm not going to lie. He's like, I've been doing this a long time, and in my years of coaching football, like, you've been able to pick up this defense in a week, what usually take guys a year and a half plus to pick up. You know what I'm saying? So he was just saying how fast I was able to pick up the defense in terms of me knowing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least in the conversation aspect, you know what I'm saying? If he asking me, what am I doing here? I know what I'm doing here. I know where I'm dropping. I know what gap I have. I know if this motion goes here. We got, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff.
Yep.
So that was just a testament to just me always trying to get better, because it always just stuck with me my freshman year when the coach said my football IQ was what was lacking. So I was like, all right, let me make sure I, you know, saying, get in my playbook and really learn, you know, saying the X's and O's, Jimmys and Joes of the football.
Yeah.
So that was one thing I was able to do when I first came in, and that was what helped me get on the field as a starter and, you know, get second team all conference. So then,
so is this leading up to the injury or that cleanup that you had?
Yeah. And I think that injury happened like halfway through the season. So
okay.
I had
and what exactly was it again?
It was a plica tear. It's kind of like, I want to say meniscus, because I don't really know how to describe a plica, so we would just go with meniscus tear.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like
something in the knee.
Yeah, so a small tear in the front of my meniscus, which, you know, I had that halfway through the season.
And you played through it?
Yeah, I played through it, but I always knew, like,
how does one manage that? Do you just keep icing it and just...
Yeah, it was just swollen, bro.
Lots of Advil, ibuprofen?
You know what I'm saying? I have ibuprofen. Just rest as much as you can.
Yeah.
Once you rest it, the swelling goes down. After the games, it'll be sore. But, you know, I was already halfway through the season. And I kept telling the trainers, like, it's something wrong with my knee. And, you know, they was, like, telling me to ice it. And then once, like, I would do rehab and it was getting better, we had to do an x-ray. And I believe the injury probably like happened week 6. We didn't really do the x-ray till like week 8, you know, to get the results maybe like week 9, and then nothing was wrong with the x-ray. Then we did an MRI, and that's when we found out the tear. And
it's always the MRI.
Yeah, so I found out like week 10 that I had a tear in my knee going into week 11. So I had the choice. Now that I knew what it was, I'm like, I know I'm not tripping. My knee don't feel the same. I had the option of like sitting out the last game, or sitting out the last game, start doing rehab for it, getting ready for, you know what I'm saying, rehab, see if it gets better, or surgery, or play the last. I'm like, man, I basically was playing with it through half the season. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna finish out the season with the tear without. So
right.
I played the last game of the season, did what I had to do, and then after that I went into rehab. December came. I went to Nigeria for a little bit, seeing some family. I'm getting a little sidetracked, but like,
nah, that's awesome.
that was a crucial key for me, just going back home and seeing family.
Absolutely.
And seeing how much faith they had in me, because I didn't even know how much they was really watching what I was doing, because I'll post some of my accolades and highlights on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? More so because my mom be on Facebook for real, but I have extended family in Nigeria, and they were all watching me. And then when I came home, they would just congratulate me like, yo, we're so proud of you, seeing what you're doing. Like, you're one of our own, you know what I'm saying, from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And you overseas really making
incredible.
it happen at a high stage. And that just gave me so much more motivation, where it was like, yo, I got to keep going, at least for them, you know what I'm saying? Because they said I was giving them hope. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It just gave me like a renewed motivation. So when I came back to the country, I got the surgery. I ain't let that, you know what I'm saying, hold me down. Did a good job of listening to the trainers, getting right, recovered from the surgery. By the summertime, I was able to be on the field, running hills, doing wind sprints, lifting, squatting. I wasn't 100%, but I was working towards 100%, and just kept working out the knee, just keep on. Even now, it's still not 100%, but it's a lot better than where it was before. Yeah, if that makes sense.
So you worked through that, going into your last year of football, quote unquote.
Yeah, and
what was the mindset right before the season?
Oh man, what was the mindset?
Because I'm this isn't a slight to you.
Yeah.
Not saying who's to blame. Central's obviously going through a little something right now.
Yeah.
With the record.
Yeah, we're not playing good football right now. You know, as a team, if that makes sense. Like, as a team, we have individual glimpses or drives or series where we look like a good football team, but we're not consistent. We're not doing it at a consistent rate. And I can't sit here and point to one person. It's a team. It's a team game at the end of the day. It takes offense, defense, and special teams. And if all three are not in phase clicking, then you get the results you get. But I know we still got a lot more football left in us. I know the guys on the team aren't gonna just throw down the towel and just let teams walk all over them. You know what I'm saying? I know we have a chance to win out the season, but it just starts one game at a time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's about going 1-0 this week.
Yeah. So that's that. But like you were saying, the mindset just going into the season, like, obviously I had established team goals, like as a team, what we wanted to achieve, even though where we're at in terms of those goals, it's still something that we have, and it's still something that we're still going to work on for the rest of the season. And then I had established individual goals of what I needed to do as an individual to separate myself or to dominate the league or to show like I really don't belong here. And the beautiful thing I like is that this is my second year here, so it's like now I'm able to see the defense for a second time. A lot of it is just muscle memory.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm able to see the defense learn the mistakes that I made last year in terms of whether if it was I was dropping too shallow or I was opening up too quick. Just the minor little details that's gonna make me a better player, a better football player. You know what I'm saying? A better team player by doing my job to making it easier for the next person. You know, I was able to really see the defense again, understand it, make it muscle memory. That was beautiful. Also just being known as one of the vocal leaders and knowing like guys look up to me, especially since I came here and I was about what I said. You know what I'm saying? I got second team all conference and I stood by what I said I was gonna do to stand at third. So guys knew, like, you know, when Chiz talk, like, I'm not just talking just to talk. Like, I'm always back it up if it gotta come down to me talking, which I really don't like saying a lot. I just talk when it needs to be said.
Yep.
But going into this year, I was like, you already got second team all conference. Now it's time to up it. I'm very competitive. Like, when they say me versus me, I take that personal. Like, because it really should be me versus me. I don't compare myself to nobody else. I just compare myself to who I was last week, the week before, the year before, and I see how am I making improvements to become a better version of myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of football, on the field, as a family member, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? How am I trying to improve myself as a human being? You know what I'm saying? Just being a better person in general. And football just has a big role to play in that. So going into the season, instantly, obviously, first team all conference was circled. You know what I'm saying? I circled first team all conference. All the other accolades, I don't even want to mention them because, you know, I don't want to jinx nothing. But you know, we see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta say too much. You know, so you look up the stats.
If I'm not mistaken, though, you don't have a pick yet, right?
Nah.
That's we gotta get them.
Definitely need more. I need more big plays, and I know that's something that's gonna happen as the season goes along because the game is just slowing down, and I'm able to read and react a lot faster. But definitely do need more big plays, forced
tips
fumbles,
and overthrows. Gotta get those.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
forced
the
fumbles, sacks, strip sacks, all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's going to change a lot of momentum for the games. But it's definitely coming. You know what I'm saying? But my goal was just to outdo what I did last year. You know what I'm saying? I had 50 tackles at the end of the season last year, about 3, 4, 5 sacks, something along those lines, a couple TFLs, you know what I'm saying, a couple fumble recoveries. So this year was just to fill up the stat sheet and just do more than I did last year. And now 6 games in, I already have 63 tackles, leading the NEC in tackles, averaging double-digit tackles per game, you know what I'm saying? So I already asserted that dominance, but now it's time to even take it to the next level.
Yep. In
terms of just, you know what I'm saying, being consistent. Like, I'm averaging 10+ tackles a game, you know what I'm saying? That's a given, but like now I need more sacks, you know what I'm saying, more turnover plays. You know what I'm
finding
saying?
ways to wreck the game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, just really making big plays to swing the momentum, you know what I'm saying, to get the team's morale up, and just honestly just keep separating myself and just showing like it's really, you know what I'm saying, it's really once again a man against boys, like, you know.
I know this is your bye week. I'm sure you're gonna get your body right, mind right. Mm-hmm. Same with the team. You've been absolutely amazing with your time. Thank you so much. I know we got to get you out of here real soon. But I gotta ask you 3 things. We talked about this before. Before you came on. Some words of advice and or words of wisdom to the people. Mm-hmm. Movie and show recommendation or both. Yeah. And favorite music album.
All right.
Let's hear them.
I'm gonna start backwards, so I'm gonna start with the favorite music album. I'm gonna just go with all 3 albums that the Migos dropped. Culture 1, Culture 2, Culture 3.
Okay, like, I respect that. That's awesome.
You can't go wrong with the Thrillers.
Can't go wrong with the Culture.
You know what I'm saying? I hope, you know what I'm saying, they still together. They going through whatever they going through. I don't really feed into that.
Okay.
They made great music. I don't know if you heard the new album that Quavo and Takeoff came out with.
When?
It's called, bro, what?
When did it come out?
You tripping, bro.
When did it come out?
This Friday, bro. It's called
this past Friday?
Yeah, let me see.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to listen to it now.
Bro, it's so tough. Let me pull up the name real fast. Yeah, Only Built for Infinity Links.
That's what I'm listening to tonight.
Only
then.
Built for Infinity, bro. When I say these dudes, they came, bro. They came.
Yep.
Like they're tough. They're tough.
Okay, so what about movie, show, or both?
Show. I probably say movie for real. I'm a big Marvel fan. Like I've watched every single Marvel movie.
Yep.
Every single Marvel.
Yeah, I'm all caught up.
From Iron Man, Hulk, all the way to Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yep.
And I don't just be I don't just be watching the movies. I be watching the shows too. The only show I haven't watched so far is She-Hulk.
You ever seen like Luke Cage, Daredevil, and all those ones?
See,
that's not.
Those are the ones. Those are the ones.
Those are goated.
I've seen Jessica Jones like the first season.
That's the only one. Iron Fist, Daredevil, Luke Cage, incredible. Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I'm knowing.
No, you need to see.
I definitely know about Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil.
Yep.
I was actually gonna try and watch Daredevil before I watched what's that show?
Hawkeye.
She-Hulk.
Oh, She-Hulk.
I already watched Hawkeye.
Hawkeye was great, right?
What? That was tough.
Loved Hawkeye.
The Christmas special? Yeah, it was tough. But I was talking about because I knew Daredevil was going to be featured in She-Hulk. So like,
I need to see that most recent episode too.
Yeah, so if there's like a crossover from like a different show, I like to go and watch that show so I know about that character. So when Daredevil does, but I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just like kind of go on YouTube and just watch a summary of.
Have you seen what about the Punisher? You seen the Punisher? Nah, that's another one.
That's another one too.
Incredible.
Like those Netflix.
Start putting out a list
together.
Those
Netflix Marvel movies. I haven't taken a good time to sit down and watch them just because.
Okay, so just anything Marvel related, you would say?
Yeah, but the Netflix one I haven't really watched yet. Yeah, but I'm gonna get around. I'm gonna get around to it eventually.
And then
you know what I'm saying.
To close things out, some words of advice or wisdom to just anybody out there listening.
Yeah. Words of advice is don't put a time limit on anything. Like. On anything you do, don't really put a time. Like you could put a time expectation. Like okay, you expect or you have an idea to be here at a certain time, but like don't put like a time limit where it's like oh if you're not here by that time, it's the end of the world or you failed yourself. Because at the end of the day, like life itself is just it's about the journey more so than it is about the destination. And when you really love the process and you trust the process and you going through the ups and downs, because life is never just a roller coaster going up. You know what I'm saying? It's a roller coaster. It goes up, down, left, right, swirl, plummets.
Yeah.
You have basically. I'm saying you have your highs and your lows, and you just have to ride. You know, so you gotta just ride the wave with everything. So you know what I'm saying? Don't say I gotta make this amount of money by the time I'm 25. Because when you get to 25 and you're not making that amount of money,
you feel like a failure.
You're going to feel like a failure, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know if that year was the year of breakthrough that you needed to go through to get to where you want
exactly.
to be. You know what I'm saying? And if there's one thing I know is a blessing that's given to you at the wrong time becomes a curse. You know what I'm saying? That's a big one. Because me personally, if I would have received everything that I wanted to when I got to Towson, in terms of me playing as a freshman and trying to earn like, you know what I'm saying, rookie of the year, like, cause I really did want all them accolades when I first came, and I just wanted to get my name out there so fast. But I don't know if I would have been ready for the attention or the, you know what I'm saying, the fake love or everything that came with
the hype.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I might have crashed and burned. You know what I'm saying? So I really do thank God every day for just making me the man I am and just giving me and I don't even want to say giving me the challenges, you know what I'm saying? I want to say helping me overcome those challenges, because 9 times out of 10, and people like to blame God for everything, but really, you have free will. And most of the times we do things to ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And then we try to shout, oh, you know what I'm saying? God is putting me. No, you put this through yourself. Now, God is helping you get through it because you like, look at this little dummy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look what he about to do. Look how I'm about to teach him a lesson, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So you go through that and then you come out a better person. It's just you're going to be more grateful towards life, towards your situation. And then when you do get that blessing at the right time, it's going to be, you know what I'm saying, God's timing is really always the best timing. So I'm really glad that everything happened the way it did. And then looking, you know what I'm saying, I'm here where I'm at. 24 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember somebody on the team asked me, like, yo, Chiz, how you feel, bro? You an old head on the team. You 24 years old. You got dudes in the league right now, 21 years old, making millions, and you still here in college. I'm like, hey, man, comparison is a thief of joy. I don't got time. I really don't be worried about that. I know when I get my chance and when I get my shine, I'm going to do something with it. I'm going to do something with the opportunity that is given to me. No ifs, ands, or buts about it because I work hard. You know what I'm saying? That's what's got me to this point in time.
Yeah, dude, freaking Logan Wilson, one of the Bengals linebackers. He got drafted at like 25, 24.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
There's no, yeah.
It's all
Everyone
about
has their own
everybody
journey,
has
yeah.
their own path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't be worried about everybody else. I just focus on what I got going on and just trying to improve myself on a daily basis and just trying to, you know what I'm saying, just trying to be a better player because I know my time is gonna come.
Absolutely.
You know and just me being like knowing my body, like this ain't no peak prime, bro. Like I'm African, my genetics really do run deep, bro.
Yeah.
Like I can't even lie to you. Like
Yeah.
my body feels just as great as it does when I was 21. Now, granted, I probably don't recover the same, but that's just me doing more. Knowing how my body is to do more in terms of, you know what I'm saying, icing or some more sleep or more, you know what I'm saying, just doing certain stuff to take care of my body. But overall, like, I know I have a chance to play this sport for a really long time at a high level. And knock on wood, you know what I'm saying, like, that knee surgery was really the first surgery I've ever had in my career. And that was, like, the first major injury. And it wasn't even, like, not crazy, like a torn ACL or meniscus, knock on wood. You know what I'm saying? It was just, like, a minor tear in my knee. But, like, I've been able to play this game at a high level, at a intense level and play injury free, you know what I'm saying? To you know what I'm saying, obviously you get some knocks and bumps here and there, but consistently you will see me on that field on Saturday, you know what I'm saying, taped up, strapped up, ready to go. So biggest advice I give to people is just like don't be so constricted to the boundaries of time. Like time is really just an illusion. If you see somebody who's been in a coma for 30 years and they wake up, they tell you it felt like 3 seconds went by. So what does that tell you? You know what I'm saying? Like time is really just I feel like it's a made up construct. You know, I don't want to get too deep into that, but that's just how I feel. Like,
yeah.
Don't really look towards time and say, oh, I'm 25, I gotta be, you know what I'm saying, a rich millionaire 25, or I got da-da-da-da. Just focus on the journey that you're going through and just trying to improve. And it might sound cliche. Some people who get it. Some people don't. I don't know what to say, but really just focus on the journey that you're going through. Like how you have this podcast, you know what I'm saying? You started it. You're able to meet some amazing people, talk to them, have conversations with them, you know what I'm saying? Learn things about them, you know what I'm saying, that you probably would have never knew if you didn't do the podcast, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, eventually you're going to get to where you want to be as long as you stay consistent and keep doing what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Rome wasn't built in a day, whether it might take 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years, but if this is something you enjoy doing, it's something you love, you keep working at it, you know what I'm saying? You keep growing your support, your foundation, and just eventually you're going to get to where you want to be. So it's like, don't be too restricted in time, and don't ever let nobody tell you can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they like to put, and this is what I learned along my process, people like to put their insecurities on you. You know what I'm saying? When they had their time in the spotlight and they didn't get to where they want to be or do what they want to do, there's some people that are going to motivate you and tell you what not to do, and you know what I'm saying, tell you to do this instead because they had the chance to do it. So this is what you should do to make it. And then there's some people that's going to put their insecurities on you and say, oh, because I didn't do it, you can't do it. And I was better than you at that position. So what makes you think you could do it if I didn't do it? You know what I'm saying? There's two types of people in this world. You know what I'm saying? Keep your circle clean. You know what I'm saying? Always have people who going to support your dreams and, you know what I'm saying, motivate you and, you know what I'm saying, keep you just grounded. It's just especially like the generation, you know what I'm saying, we live in nowadays. It's a crazy world out there, but like keep your faith, you know what I'm saying, whether it's God, the universe, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is you praise, just believe in a higher power and just know that higher power is within you for real. Like we gods on earth, you know what I'm saying, lowercase g, but we were all created in God's image, so you have that power, that light. And that's why I got this tat, manifestation, because everything I said I would do, I've accomplished. Like, I kid you not, like, my life is really like a video game, like a movie or something. So it's to the point where it's like, that's why I'm not surprised that I'm doing what I'm doing right now, because I seen this in the summer with the work that I was putting in. I said, I wrote down what I wanted to do and what I'm trying to accomplish. And I said, this is what has to happen this year if I want to get to that next level. And that's that's how I'm making it happen. So like, life is really just all about manifesting your dreams and just staying tunnel vision on those dreams and just speaking it to existence, you know what I'm saying? And just being grateful for what you have right now. You know what I'm saying? Always gotta be grateful. You know what I'm saying? Don't always try to compare to what the next person have, because then you're not gonna be happy with what you have. You know what I'm saying? I'm very content with what I have. You know what I'm saying? Whether I go to the next level or not, I know I've already done so much, and I'm still do so much. You know what I'm saying? With or without football, like I just have that greatness in me, and there's just that never give up attitude to where, you know what I'm saying, some doors might close, but I'm gonna still work hard to bust open some other doors and create opportunities for myself. So that's the biggest advice, you know what I'm saying? Trust the process, love the process, don't get so caught up on time, you know, so you have all the time in the world. You know, enjoy the process, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy those around you who are supporting you through the process, you know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. I kind of rambled on a little bit.
No, that was beautifully well said, man. That was one hell of a monologue to close things out. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't have said it better. I really appreciate it. That's as real as it gets, though. Yeah. I'm speaking from experience, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to sound cliche, but I done been through some things, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of people would have said, nah, this ain't, you know what I'm saying, I quit, you know what I'm saying, this ain't for me. But it's just you know what I'm saying, like the story of Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Like, he fell 3 times. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too religion, but like I look at that as just examples of life, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Bible gives you messages on life. How you interpret it is up to you. But like, fall 3 times, get up 3 times, you know what I'm saying? Just, if you fall, you just get back up and you just gotta keep going, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the biggest thing. I remember that's the last thing I'm going to say. One thing my high school coach told me, and he told me this around, like, the times that COVID was happening. And, you know, like, suicide rates was up during COVID. A lot of people were questioning a lot of stuff. It was just a lot of uncertainty. But you had those that were thriving during COVID, figuring it out, learning about cryptocurrencies. Oh,
you know
no, not
that.
But yeah.
But either way, it's like just figuring something to do, whether it's podcast or at-home gym, or, you know what I'm saying, doing some type of online business or creating a new source of revenue. You know what I'm saying? There were those who took advantage of that pandemic, and those who got on their knees and was like, I can't do this no more. You know what I'm saying? I saw both sides where I had some success, and then I got to the point where I'm like, damn, I don't know if I could do this no more.
Yeah.
But my coach, he told me, he said, the best humans that last the longest on earth aren't the strongest, aren't the fastest, aren't the most agile or the ones with the most ability. He said the best humans are the ones who are able to adapt to change. You know what I'm saying? And whatever that may be. In terms of, because the world is ever changing. Look at how it was in 1960s or 1600, 1700, 1800, 1900, 2000s, 2022. You know what I'm saying? Like, that we're in the future right now, technically speaking. There's freaking robots and flying cars that are literally out there right now. So like, we're in the future, and it's like there's people who can't adapt to that. Oh, I don't use Facebook. I don't use social media. Da da da. I see that you're just limiting yourself to a lot of connections, a lot of possibilities, and a lot of stuff that could be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the ones that are able to adapt to the ever-changing times are the ones that are going to last the longest, because at the end of the day, it's about survival. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to really adapt to the changing environments. You know
that was very well said, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you for coming on. This really meant a lot. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. I had a good time,
man. I wish you nothing but all the happiness, success in the world, man. Big things to come for your future. If you ever played football with Chiz, you know Chiz, man. You're interested in getting on the podcast, by all means, hit him up, hit me up. I'm sure I could get you on at some point, man. This was absolutely incredible. Yeah, man. I really look forward to seeing what the future has in store for you, man. And if time ever presented itself again, I'd love to have you on at some point in the future, because this was awesome. We got to get you to sign one of these posters and get you out of here quick. But, yeah, man. Thank you all for listening, watching. The support is always appreciated. Please make sure you subscribe. Catch me on any podcast platform wherever you get your podcast. My heart is with you all. With that said, ciao for now.